show, and I am. Oh, we're live now. Okay. Hey guys, Monica Brandt here, live to you here on YouTube, and I believe Monica Brandt, Facebook. So excited, I can't even talk straight. We have a really cool opportunity today with my Monica Brandt show co-host Wendy Fortino, who just stepped off the Olympia stage as well, and preparing for another show coming up this next week. But she's coming in here to co-host. And we're going to be talking to the newly crowned, hi Wendy, beautiful girl. We're going to be talking to the newly crowned, now 3-time Miss Fitness Olympia, Whitney Jones. Hi, Whitney.
Hi, girl.
Okay, I am not able to hear you guys. What is going on? This is not good. I know that I took out my earpieces and now I can't hear you guys. Darn it.
Can you hear me, Whitney?
This is what happens with live stuff, right? We're trying to. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear both of you girls.
Oh. No, that's not. That shouldn't be a factor. Shoot. I'm so sorry, but we are. Let me see what's going on here. Let me see. This might be issue.
No business for you.
Yeah, right.
We didn't try this, did we? Kind of hard test.
My AirPods usually sometimes won't disconnect from the laptop. I hate that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You hear me? I can't hear you.
Maybe log out, Monica, and then log back in.
Back on. All right. I'm so sorry, guys.
I could go live on mine
too. So apologize for this. I'm not sure what happened to my sound unless I take my. Let's see. What about now?
Can you?
I can hear you now. Okay, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Yay.
I took my microphone off. Woo, technology. Okay. So hello again, and welcome to the Monica Brandt Show. Hi, Whitney.
Hello.
Sorry about that little hiccup. We got live stuff going here.
Hey, that's what we got to roll with it, right?
I know. You know what? I'm just so excited that we have this time with you. So thank you so much in advance for making the time today, because I know you just rolled home probably. I mean, what are we, Tuesday? So did you just get home from the Olympia yesterday or something?
I got home at about 12:30. Well, I guess Sunday morning at like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
So traveled Sunday night, and it's been a whirlwind. I mean, you could probably see I haven't had much sleep, but
you look perfect.
Oh gosh, well, thank you. I think there's a filter or something. I don't know. I need one.
Your hair is done. Mine is not.
This is brushed out post-workout. I got my workout in this morning, and I'm like, oh, try not to be such a hot mess. So thank you. I'm glad it looks presentable.
You know what? I just feel like I have so many things to ask you, and my brain's just like overload with I want information. And I know people are tuning in right now. So hello to everybody. Let's see. We've got somebody from Australia in. Hi, Shane. But John Butler up in Canada's in. And he's saying congrats. I don't know if can y'all see the comments on your end?
Yes.
Monica, do you want me to go live on my Instagram right now?
Yes, let's go live on your Instagram so we can get, thank you for
and I just launched my live. We are here doing a live podcast with Monica Brandt and Wendy Fortino, recapping the Fitness Olympia and Olympia weekend.
Yes.
And now I'll say this to all of my followers: if you're not in Monica Brandt or Whitney Jones's IG live, you're in mine, and I'm here live on Monica Brandt's YouTube channel with Monica Brandt for the Monica Brandt Show, and we're interviewing the 3-time Miss Fitness Olympia, Whitney Jones, and we are going to hear all about it. I don't have them both on my screen here, so you're going to have to watch me, and hopefully you can hear them too. I'll turn my volume up.
Hey, I just want to remind you guys.
We're making this work.
Anyone that's tuning in that can't hear or see very well, make sure you can go over to YouTube, and you can see us live on YouTube at the Monica Brandt Fan TV. Just Google Monica Brandt. It's easy to find. Steve Winterstrom is on. Oh my gosh. Hi, Steve. Wow, what a cool. He's our historian for the whole women's of bodybuilding fitness movements. He was one of the very first people that ever helped me get established in this industry back in the 90s.
He's on your right now.
Yeah, I need to get Steve on the show. He has so much great information, so it's fun to see him here. And anyways, we have so much support. So, okay, Whitney. So first of all, we need to see your medal. So let's see the medal. Wow, that's cute.
That thing is bigger than your head.
It is. It literally is so big, and it's heavy. I mean, the trophy itself, literally, probably anywhere from 20 to 25 pounds. I mean, this is no joke. Holding this on stage is like, I was like falling over, and then this is on the neck. You definitely have to be in the bodybuilding industry to be able to hold these.
Did you end up having to pay more for your baggage?
Oh, no. Well, I carried this little girl on because nothing was going to touch or ruin or break a finger.
Oh, yeah.
So, yes, precious cargo here.
What was it? What was it? Did you wear your medal heading home too?
I didn't. I'm obnoxious in every way, literally. But this, believe it or not, I don't love a lot of attention. I'm in the wrong sport. But, yeah, I wore it that night, and I'm wearing it now, but I wouldn't just walk around with it. That's a little too much for me.
We did make you wear it. We did make you wear it. It's not like
you did
opted to wear it. We told you to put it on. So,
Wendy, you're being so kind. Okay, so stand up a little bit so we can see your Olympia tank top or bra top, and then of course there's the medal. So if y'all, cool.
This is the gear that they give us, which we get a tracksuit. So we get pants, we get a jacket, sports bra from Nebbia. And this year they're so comfy and like thin. Every year it's different. Cute. And we were talking, Monica, you have some amazing jackets that they used to give you each year.
Look at that thing.
Like
oh my God.
Jackets. Those are so cool.
Oh, I want one of those. Look at that big
old
bomber jacket. Oh, I would so rock that everywhere.
Heck yeah.
Wear that everywhere.
Well, and then the pink one, is pretty cool too.
Oh, that's awesome.
I want that.
Mm-hmm.
I know, right?
Let me know when you start selling those.
I know. You're going to buy them from you.
I sold one. I think I had two other ones that I did sell a while back, but you can only, I don't know. It's like sometimes when you're past all of it, you're like, well, someone else, the fan's going to enjoy it. And it's kind of hard to keep everything. And so, but
I save everything, as you can see in my room. Like I save everything.
I'm pretty good at it, but I think there might have been two that I sold just thinking I could make a little money, and then I kept two. So, I kept my two favorites.
Yes.
But, so cool. Well, so I had to put on Olympia something to, match. And of course, all the blue for the win and everything. So, okay. So I want to hear, Whitney, you won and then you came in third and then you've won. So let's kind of dive into this and talk about what was it like for you, to make that decision to come back? Had you always thought you were going to come back? And what were the things that were different for you to come back and then take it all away this year?
Well, the thing is, they always say the pressure is at the top, right? Because there's only one place to go, and that's down. Mm-hmm. So going into 2020, I was the 2-time champ. I was trying to defend my title. Didn't work out that way. I came in third. And truth be told, there was so much talk about, so you're not going to come back, right? Because it's kind of embarrassing to lose the title as the champ. And, what if you go back again and you don't win? But I honestly, I never thought that way. I'm like, again, Olympia is the ultimate. So if you're invited or if you qualify, that's pretty freaking cool.
Right.
If you're able to compete on the Olympia stage, that's cool. If you place top 5, top 3, there's nothing to be ashamed of. So for me, it was just kind of like when that happened last year, I just thought, it's just people talking, whatever. As I was prepping for this year and getting going, I thought people keep bringing this up. And yeah, there's always those thoughts of, gosh, I want to be at my best. I want my routine to be great. I don't want to embarrass myself, but I never had the fear of placing as something holding me back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's just the mentality that I've always had, but
Yeah.
just kept getting brought up. But then again, there's no pressure for me. I have nothing to prove. I'm not at the top. So I'm like, if I come in and win, hell yeah, that's the goal. If I get second, third, fifth, last, whatever. Again, it is what it is. I judge what I do based on what I bring and my routine. And if the placing is there, awesome. But you can't go in with fear. I've never lived my life with a fear of failure. So coming in this year, I was like, well, there's less pressure than last year coming in as the two-time champ. Right. Now I'm the third place finisher. So all I want to do is move up.
But there was a really big thing that happened in between the Olympia and then this Olympia, which I think would rattle anyone. I mean, you had to skip the Arnold and watch your peers, do awesome. And I can't even imagine sitting with that, not being able to be there and get that routine and everything out of, off your chest to give you that confidence. And you were able to maintain this level of self-belief and sheer will. And there was so much power from, people that you were going to compete against going into the Olympia. They were so powerful and potent and dominant. And you were able to put your head down and focus. I don't even know what kind of person is able to maintain that level of just belief. And that's why it's so amazing to watch you come into the Olympia and dominate after all of that. So how did that go? Yeah.
Can you just step back? Because I missed out on the COVID piece. Is that what we're talking about? And yeah. I just want to preference this. I also had a month out with COVID in the end of July through all of August. And it took me a bit to get back. I mean, I got back, no big deal. I'm back now. But I mean, to come out of that and think I have to go get on stage and perform, not just the physique part of it, but the routine after how I felt about with my lungs and trying to get started working out again. Like just doing what I was doing has nothing to do with any kind of crazy routine. So I don't know if everyone has heard that because I somehow missed that with you, but yeah, so that's what you're talking about, Wendy, right? Is like that comeback. Okay, so let's talk about that. When did all this happen?
Well, so what happened was, obviously I'm in prep for the Arnold and the Olympia. Arnold's 2 weeks ahead. Mm-hmm. I was in Ohio, in Columbus. They had messaged us or emailed us a week prior and said, hey, we're going to be testing all the athletes for COVID, just for protocol. And I was like, all right, whatever. But I also know I have a lot of bad luck. That's just, my life is obstacle. Let's see how she can handle it. Obstacle. So I'm like, I know something's going to happen. So honestly, to be proactive, I did 3 tests that week. The last test being the morning I flew out, which was Wednesday. 3 tests negative. I was like, sweet, in the clear. If something happens or comes up, I'm going to show them my lab reports. 3 different labs too. So I was like, I'm covering all bases. Yeah. So go on Thursday. So we flew in on Wednesday. Thursday morning, they did the COVID testing, was running my routine, 45 minutes, all out. Same thing, Monica. I've had COVID twice last year. Knocked me on my butt. Like I was sick. So I'm almost finished with my 45 minutes of routine and everything, feeling amazing. And I get this phone call and they're like, hey, you tested positive. And I'm like, yeah, right. I'm like, ha, ha, ha. And they're like, no, really. I'm like, wait, you got to be kidding me. I'm like, I want another test. And they're like, well, you can come right now. And it was just a couple hours later. But I was like, well, absolutely. So I went and I showed them. I said, I've tested 3 times. I'm negative. I feel great. No symptoms, no fever. They said, sorry, you got to test again. I'm like, okay, this one will be negative. Did the test, went back, finished my workout, everything, went back to my room, showered. I was in the zone. I was ready to go next morning, check it, all that.
You felt fine and everything?
Totally fine. I mean, no symptoms.
Wow.
So then I get the call and they said, your second test came back positive. I'm like, this has got to be a joke. There is no way. And
it's just a rapid test, right? Like there's,
yes.
Yeah.
And I said, can I see my lab reports? And they said, oh, well, we sent them to the Arnold. I said, I know, but I want to see it.
Do you think it was a false positive, maybe?
100%. It had to have been.
It
I
had to have
swear,
been a
I
false
haven't seen
positive.
any proof though. I didn't ever see anything that showed my name associated with anything that said positive.
I'm sorry, that red flags me all day long.
Yeah.
That's not fair because those rapid tests are not totally accurate, and for you to have to
For you not to see your name on it. Okay.
Right.
So let's move forward because I think all three of us can sit here and be.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to get back to the really positive stuff, but you had to. Okay. So you get this stupid second time. They're saying they still not letting you see your name or anything on the information. So now what do? You're just.
So long story short, they're like, you're going to have to probably quarantine here in Ohio for 2 weeks. And I'm like, nope, I'm at the Olympia. I got to get home to my kids again. I knew I wasn't sick. So we had to up in the middle of the night, leave Thursday, start driving home because I couldn't fly, and all the craziness. Wow. Get home that weekend, tested, 2 more tests, both were negative, still no symptoms, which I was grateful for. It's like, okay, at least I'm not sick. But yeah, it was devastating. I mean, you prep for so long. This is a big show and I'm out. But I also can't ever allow myself to stay in a negative space. It's unproductive. I know I now had 1 shot, not 2. I had 1. I had to put all my eggs in one basket and bring every ounce of energy, fire, positivity to the Olympia. So I had to honestly just set all of this out of my mind. It's out of my control. Yeah. Yes, I'm angry because I'm like, I never saw any proof, but man, did it light my fire. And I was like, everyone else has the momentum. They have that upper hand. They get to, peak at that show. And then your body's going to look good 2 weeks later. Yep. They get to perform their routine and see what they want to tweak going into Olympia. Yep. I had none of that. So I'm like, that's okay. I don't need it. And you just have to change your mindset. Your mind controls everything. Wow. And I just went in and said, I didn't have a shot at anything at the Arnold. So the Olympia is mine. There was not a doubt. I was going in. I was going to win it. And it was like, I don't care what it takes.
Emotional right now.
I feel the same way. And part of what I'm like so sad about is what really I feel is happening underneath the current of just the whole country and what's happening to people. But what a triumph for you, and what a beautiful story of, just digging in and going, doesn't matter. I mean, we're gonna change the perspective and just move forward with what's next.
You gotta just focus on what you can control, and I couldn't control that. What I could control is how I react and what I bring each day to get me ready for the Olympia. And there was not going to be anything missed or any doubt that I was coming in and I was going to go after that. I mean, it was laser focus, as if it wasn't already, but it was just magnified like tremendously.
I can't even wrap my head around this. Like, I am just mind boggled by your resilience in this situation. I don't know anyone that I even can think of who'd be able to get through something like this. It's like crazy, Whitney. And knowing what else you've been through, I mean, it's like wild. Are you a human? Are you a what?
Are you a human?
I feel like this is like God always these curveballs to show, hey, here's how you get over stuff like this. Here's how you deal with it. Because I'm not gonna lie, there were some more things that happened peak week that was like, are you kidding me? Am I even going to be able to make it? Like, I had a huge issue. My knee exploded, my good one, on Wednesday. It was huge, swollen. I'll have to send you guys a photo.
Are you saying before the Olympia?
Oh, yeah, just a couple days. Yeah, 2 days out. My knee was massive. I couldn't bend down. You couldn't even touch it. It was so swollen, so bruised. I had to have one of my friends who's a plastic surgeon come, and before the routine round, he had to inject lidocaine into my leg so I couldn't feel it. And that way I could get through my routine because it was so busted up. It was bad. I would have never been able to perform my routine unless I had zero feeling in it. So the routine you saw on stage had no feeling. No feeling in that left leg.
Oh. I don't know, Whitney. It's nuts.
I'm trying to get,
What, Wendy?
I'm trying to just get this set up. So I want people to see, because I know we're gonna look at your routine in a second.
Yeah.
So I want people to be able to see your routine on my Instagram.
Hey guys, those of you that are still over here, if you haven't gone over to
Sorry,
YouTube,
guys.
you probably can see a lot better on YouTube, but we're gonna be continuing here talking. So thanks for joining. Oh my gosh. Okay. So did your knee swell up like that at home? Let's see. When would you have left? When did you leave for the Olympia? Like what day?
So I left on Monday. So
Monday.
it was my last routine run through. And I had a random mishap. My toe clipped the ground when I was doing a flip. So I lost complete control midair. And again, this has never happened. And when I came down, my left knee took 100% of the impact. I mean, it took me down. It immediately swelled up. And I thought, oh, geez, please don't have it be the ACL, the MCL, whatever. So I decided to ignore it, go home, pack my stuff. We're going to Olympia. And, obviously the airplane, I barely fit in my pants. It blew up so much just from the flight and the air pressure. Got to the hotel that night and took my pants off, and it was black and blue everywhere. I thought, how am I going to get the swelling down? How am I going to get the bruising down? I found an amazing cream. So if anyone ever needs to get rid of bruising, like 24 hours, it's ridiculous.
Like Arnica or CBD?
It's Dermaca, I believe is the name. It's got arnica in it, tons of it, but a lot of these other products, and it's like magic.
Like arnica, calendula, CBD, those things.
Literally, it's one of the most amazing things. So
you need to send that.
They can cover it too.
You need to send that to us so we have access to that. Is it over the counter?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Send us a link for that.
I know.
Or share it on your Instagram story or something so we can grab it from there. That way.
Sure. Yeah. That was a lifesaver. Then I did Normatec boots, trying to get the swelling down, icing it. I just needed the swelling to be gone for the posing routine. And then I knew I had to do my routine. And as long as I couldn't feel my whole left leg, I could perform it. But if I felt it anytime it touched, and I have 4 knee spins, I have 2 moves where I land on my knee. So I'm like, I can't feel it. Otherwise, I won't be able to get through it. And I was very lucky. Dr. Morales, who is a very well-known, he's in the industry. He and his wife, Corey Morales, they're good friends of mine. I messaged them, and they were there at Olympia. So he did just that topical lidocaine, got me through. Thank God.
So how's your knee right now? Like, move.
Ugly looking, very, very big.
Is it swollen?
Yeah.
Do you have anything that's serious that's come from this, or is it literally just super bruised and it's going to come down? Have you had it checked out already?
Not yet. I'm like I can walk, and it's like functioning okay right now. So
what are you supposed to do when you're just so like in awe, like nonstop, and you can't get your jaw to stop dropping? Like, what are you supposed to do? I don't know.
I like the ignorance is bliss moment. So, honestly, I could still walk. I was gimping around at the Olympia a little bit, and a few people like, "Are you limping?" I'm like, "No, that's my swagger." So I'm like, I had to get things under control. But for the most part, like, I've torn my ACL, I've torn stuff. I definitely don't feel like anything's torn. There's something, but I don't know. At this point, I'm like,
for now,
we'll figure it out later.
Oh my gosh. Whitney,
So, Whitney, will you take us through kind of like, just so people that are tuned in can kind of hear what happens? Because, I know I had my own experience with Olympia for years, but what does it look like now? What day do you arrive? What do they have you doing throughout the time before you actually compete? And then when do you compete? Is it 1 day, 2 days? Kind of lead us through that. Are you at the expo? So lead us through like your itinerary, basically, what you ended up doing.
So we flew in Monday, got in pretty late, and that was just kind of getting acclimated. Tuesday, like, Olympia is a big deal. And I'm one of those people who I soak up everything. From the moment you pull up to the hotel, like I get chills, I video it. It doesn't matter. This is my 9th Olympia. I love every minute of it. So yeah, and every experience is different. So I want to soak it all in. I want to document it. So Tuesday they were setting up the expo, and I went and saw kind of the early signs of it. I mean, I snuck in. I wasn't allowed in, but you know, just trying to be incognito.
You're pretty dull, just like
I actually tried to be like, you don't know who I am. But walked around and kind of took in what was happening, because I like to see how everything unfolds. Tuesday, it was stretching out, getting a workout in, obviously trying to deal with the issue with the knee. Wednesday, I ended up doing a mock through with my routine because, again, in true Whitney fashion, I decided to change my routine that Sunday. That's what I was practicing. And I changed the music. So, but then I had the injury. So I had never done my routine yet to the new changes. And I never got a chance to, because obviously with the knee, there wasn't much you could do. So I tried to walk through it, but my knee was not cooperating. So I had to shut it down and just focus on trying to visualize it. But I got another workout in Wednesday. Just trying to kind of I did some interviews, stuff like that. And then Thursday, it's all out. That's when everything starts. So I had the press conference that day, which that's always cool to be one of the athletes, like invited to the press conference.
Yep.
And then from there, it goes check-ins for the fitness pros, went and did a quick workout, tanning, meet the Olympians, go to sleep. And then Friday's the big day. So honestly, it's like once I arrived, it's go, 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 with moments of literally sitting and reflection. And that's what I love. Like just looking out the window and seeing the venue and seeing people arrive and the fans arrive. So that was my week. Then, of course, we had Friday. We did prejudge. Then we had the routines. And then Saturday, I was back in coach mode. We had bikini athletes competing at the Olympia. I had athletes competing at other shows, NPC shows elsewhere. So my day was Friday, but then it was over. You know, I was still celebrating internally, but it was back into coach mode. So
are they having you do, and I'm just trying to reflect on the years I did fitness versus figure in the Olympia and all that. Do they have you doing, because you only have 2 rounds, right? The routine, so only 2, because remember for the while there we had 4 rounds.
Yeah, that's insane.
But okay, so you have 2 rounds. So is it prejudging is physique, and then night show you show your routine? Is that correct?
Yes. So we only have to do in the morning. It's just the 2-piece round. So it's prejudge. At night at the Olympia, they have us do our routines, and then we change back into our 2-piece, which is, we live janky as hell. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
the tan is
and everything. Yeah,
we've been sweating. Our hair is like everywhere.
I'll get to get your award.
Yes, I'm like, oh man. And
I think that was Oksana's kind of game plan. She was like, you know what, I'm just gonna slather makeup all over and be the Joker. And I think it worked out just fine.
And you know what? She's done that before too, where I'm like, because I see her do her Joker makeup and it's immaculate. And then instantly it's like, what happened? And she looks gorgeous. And I'm like, you are a magician. Like, she is incredible.
Okay, so that's big. So you end your show and now you're in coach mode. That's crazy. How many athletes did you have competing over that weekend in between the Olympia and other places?
So at the Olympia, we had 9 athletes competing. So that was really fun and super exciting. And then, of course, elsewhere, like with the NPC show, we had 4 other athletes.
Okay.
And then we have tons who are competing the next 2 weeks. So still in coach mode, doing check-ins, making sure everyone's still on point. Even though I'm competing, you know, I have an amazing team that helps out. But still, you gotta do your role. You gotta play your role.
How cool would that be to have your coach win the Olympia? You're on stage the next day, like flying high from the adrenaline and the energy of your win. That's got to be so fun for your clients. Do you have any clients that you want to give a shout out to?
Well, one of them was there, Corey Morales. You know, it was hilarious because she is there doing some stuff for the Olympia as well and doing some presenting, and they were a sponsor. But it was crazy because they fly in, she goes to the gym, she gets her workout in, she's got a show in 2 weeks. So I feel like it's amazing. I think people miss that there's so many roles that we all take on. And it's like, wait, but you still got to stay focused on your own goal.
Right.
So I was super proud of her, you know, and it was not like, but she's a pro. She does what she needs to do. She puts all of her effort into it and she gets it done. But she was busy as hell Olympia weekend and still staying on point with her own stuff.
Well, that goes to show, you know, like children that excel because their parents are really great parents and parenting, and they are great leaders for their children. Same thing, you know, the people that come on and work with you, I'm sure are, you know, you're just this amazing leader, and then you can actually do what you say, right? Like you're coaching this, you're doing it. So the proof is in the pudding, and your clients are your pudding. So yeah. That is awesome. Really, really awesome. Wow, I'm just so excited for you for all of this that's come up. I know we've got your, there's some pictures. We want to see the pictures, that giant medal.
I know.
I want to ask, okay, just because, you know, I'm sure that people are going to enjoy hearing this, and, you know, I'm not trying to be controversial or anything like that, but, and I know that I'm sure you're like, you're your own, you know, you're your own competitor, like you compete against yourself like all of us would. But when you're thinking about the competition, and you know, you look at the stage and there's a huge amount of great athletes there. So one question is, when you're backstage, is there anyone that you kind of hang out with that you enjoy just kind of palling around with, or is it just everybody? And then the other thing is knowing who's on stage with you. Do you have anyone that's on stage that you're like, well, that one's going to be really hard to beat?
Well, truthfully, so Oksana and I go back so many years. I mean, she's one who, when I first got into the pro league, she was someone I idolized. So being able to share the stage with her that first time was like, oh my gosh, this is insane. That's so cool. Anytime I am with her, it is a blast. So I always hang with her backstage. And then, of course, the fitness division is really close. So we have a blast. I mean, there's music backstage. We're helping each other. It's like, oh, my hair. And, you know, Ariel's suit was all tangled. It's, you know, we're helping each other. So Darian, Jacqueline, Ariel, Missy, we're all kind of just having a good old time backstage. And honestly, I'm the one, like, I love it. Like, I love everyone's different style for their posing, and, you know, simple things like, okay, where's the sweet spot for lighting? So as someone comes off, we kind of give tips and then help each other. But I tend to just focus on me and being the best me. Now, Missy being the current champ, she's got huge upper body, massive shoulders. Never in my life will I ever have shoulders like that. I know it would be amazing. Never going to happen in my world. So I can't try to be that. Mm-hmm. I have to be me. So if I was going to try to go and get in my head like I'm not that big, I would have been a mess on stage.
Actually, you know what? I don't think it's her shoulders are so big. I think what I've noticed about Missy is that her shoulders are so wide.
Yes.
And it is like, and it's one of the things that makes her flips so powerful. Her shoulders are so wide, and she has such a long arm span that when she flips, it's like just feather, just like float, boom.
Yeah.
Wide shoulders, just boom. It doesn't really take much work. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's kind of crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I mean, we're all built differently. Yeah. My goal was to bring up my back to have a bigger upper body. But for me, that's the hardest. I mean, I don't train legs because my legs are huge. If I did one leg day, they would be ridiculous.
Well, all of the jumping that you do for your routine, like I get it. Like you'll end up overtraining if you're trying to train legs and do the routine practice to the level that you all are doing it now. Like it's nuts, right? All of that. So I get that.
One thing with fitness girls, with fit and gymnastics, it's like there's certain muscle groups that develop because of your skills, like your traps and your obliques. They have to be strong for you to do all that stuff. So to be able to create a V taper when you're battling the muscles, like the muscles that throw off your symmetry, you have to be able to nail. And this year, I have to say, looking at your physique, this is the most tapered I have ever seen your physique. You had the most dramatic taper from your shoulders to your waist that I've ever seen you. So you managed to be able to do it all. You got your skill set. You got your taper. Look at that. I've never seen you with such a great taper. Whitney,
hey, Claudia, keep this here Claudia, go back, please. I want to look at those pictures a little bit better. I mean, look at that.
Yeah, that's
I mean, your glute tie-in is crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, and you know what's so crazy is for people to hear you say, well, I don't train legs, but I mean, this physique is not built in 8 weeks. This is a physique that's been built for years.
Yeah.
Right? Years and years and years of being an athlete, doing all that you're doing, and of course your nutrition, but your legs are really, really balanced. And I know with gymnastics, it may be hard to do that because we do take off with one leg. We do have more emphasis on one leg, but your legs look really balanced. And
you're very symmetrical here.
Yes, exactly. I love it.
Let's brought it, Whitney. Man, you brought it.
It's so right, that's for sure.
How was the stage? How did you feel about okay, here we go, looking at your tie-ins again, like you that are watching that don't know what the tie-in is, maybe it's the glute and hamstring area that's so hard for women to really get developed and then lean and then developed. I don't know how you want to look at it, but look at the flexibility in your legs here.
This is incredible. I love those shots.
What kind of look at that? I wish that the guy wasn't behind you because that would be
so high. How did you get so high?
What are you looking at right there? Are your eyes open or closed?
Almost always closed when I do any skill. I don't know why. I have worked to try to keep them open. They don't want to stay open.
Oh my gosh. Your arms are perfectly even.
Yeah. And what kind of shoes are you wearing here?
I wear cheer shoes actually. So they're like the split toe cheer shoes because they're light. So it's nice because that way you feel like you're floating, but it still gives a little support because I've broken my ankles so many times. I have to wear shoes. Some of the fitness athletes, they'll just, they'll perform without it. Right. I don't have that luxury. So I wear the cheer shoes and they work.
So I remember wearing cheer shoes when I was doing fitness. So my fitness career was 91 to 99. And I remember trying the split. They were, I think they were a jazz.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I wore jazz shoes when I did my fitness routine.
But they seem like they slipped a little bit sometimes.
That's how I felt. Yes.
So I gave up on those, and I remember going to the simple, like $20. It was either Reebok or something like that, where it was just a super clear, almost a little bit of a high top. They were so light and so like cheap, but they were solid. Like I always wanted a solid shoe, if I, like all white or all black or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I guess by now, I mean, we're talking 99. So a lot of years have passed, and I don't remember having access to a cheer shoe back then. So I guess the cheer shoe doesn't slip, maybe.
I mean, these are good. They have a good traction on it. Now, I will say one thing they did this year is for any of the previous champs, they had the fog and the smoke come out, which they had each of us, because there was Missy, Oksana, and myself, who were previous champs. We got to come out the center. So a few things, again, to go with my crazy week. I had reached out and said, hey, can you give me the stage specs, etc. So I had this incredible, badass opening that I was doing based on the stage specs.
Yeah.
We get there for finals to do routine, and I'm like, what happened to that platform stage thing? And they're like, oh, we got rid of that. And I'm like, oh, because I was using that entire platform for my opening. But okay. So I had about maybe 15 minutes to mentally come up with something brand new. Never got to try it.
Oh my gosh, Whitney, your choreography skills like putting to the test.
It's like, okay, just roll with it. So
Roll with it.
my opening that you saw, 100% improvised, just literally was like, what am I going to do? Okay, well.
Shall we watch her routine?
Yes, Claudia, let's go for it. Let's watch it. We may have to watch it a couple times.
I know.
Here we go. Wow. Commanding the stage tonight.
Yeah.
Whitney, mom of two, incredibly inspiring, powerful competitor.
Whitney, you're so powerful.
Feeling her tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's not messing around. She tested
Yes,
positive
girl,
2 weeks
yes,
ago, so
yes,
she was
yes.
out of the Arnold Classic, so she is going to fight for her title. She was ready to bring it tonight.
Yeah.
Wow.
That power.
She's like the Energizer Bunny. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And, incredibly inspiring for those watching. I mean, she's overcome massive setbacks through injury.
And I'm just here thinking about that knee.
Had a torn ACL. This woman doesn't stop. Warrior wit, that's what we call her.
Warrior wit. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, and I know this is not missed by the fans at home. The physicality, the conditioning that they bring as athletes, and to still be this mobile is beyond impressive.
Wow.
Whitney.
There's your one breath
So
you
right now,
got.
this is where the routine starts to get hard. We're pushing up to 2 minutes in these routines. Starts to get really hard. Keeping the energy going.
Oh my God. What makes you think of a skill like that? Seriously.
I saw it in a movie.
Just decide, like, I'm going to try this.
Oh, she's in the
Like,
middle of that
raise
power
the hill.
this morning.
Like,
We're gonna have to watch this again.
Oh my God.
Way too many moves. I need to see them again.
Oh my God. Monica's going to make a comeback.
Yes, let's do it.
What?
Monica can make a comeback. She's looking for my kids.
Only if Whitney coaches my routine.
Deal.
Solid
I'll do it.
routine.
All right,
Oh my God.
champs, how much does
Okay.
a routine?
I'm sorry, we gotta watch it one more time
Talked about
because there's
pre-judge
too many
this morning.
things going
Yes,
on,
it's
and I need to be able. It's like a movie you want to see that you really loved. You're like, I need to see it again because there's a lot of things that I missed.
All right.
So we're gonna watch it again.
Two-time Olympia champion, and she is going to bring it tonight. She told me backstage.
I have it on my
She's
big
not playing
screen
around.
over here, so.
Here we go.
Woo!
Those split leads
Wow.
are so,
Commanding the stage tonight.
they're just so high and so powerful.
Mom of two, incredibly inspiring, powerful competitor.
Oh yeah. Ha.
Feeling her
I
tonight.
saw like 3 skills that I've literally never
Yeah,
seen
she's not
before.
messing around. She tested
I see
positive
your
2 weeks
comment,
ago, so she was
Alicia.
out of the
So I
Arnold
should go back
Classic,
and
so
compete again. Yeah.
she is going to fight for her title. She was ready to bring it tonight.
I would need a full year
Oh my God.
Never.
for something
It
anyway.
looks like your own like style
It's
of
like the
breakdancing.
Energizer
I
Bunny.
know it's crazy.
Incredibly
I love the
inspiring
outfit
for
too,
those
Whitney.
watching. She's overcome
Thank
massive
you.
Yeah,
That
me
was
too.
Toxic Angel.
neck injury. She's had a torn ACL. This woman doesn't stop.
Yeah,
Warrior
that
wit,
looks
that's
really
what we
good
call
on
her.
My goal for this routine was
Okay, and I know
not
this is not missed by
stopping
the
the
fans at
entire
home.
2
The
minutes.
physicality, the
You did it. There's
conditioning
only
that
one
they
time
bring
I
as
see you actually had a
athletes,
spot
and
to take a
still be
breath.
this mobile.
Yeah,
Right
right here, I had
Wow.
1.5 seconds, and that was it.
Yeah, that's it.
So right now, this is where the routine starts to get hard.
There was in this moment.
We're pushing up to 2 minutes in these routines. Starts to get really
If
hard.
you have like 30 seconds left
Keeping
here.
the energy going.
Yep.
This skill, I have literally never seen anyone do that.
Oh,
That is like, who has ever
is
done
that
that?
your box, Whitney?
Yeah.
Okay, you brought that.
Yeah.
And
She's in the middle of that first
move.
call out this morning as well.
Woo! I love the pony.
Clean.
It's fun to whip it. You know what? It's really fun to whip the ponytail around, and I actually missed that.
Keep going.
Yeah. That's where, right there at the end, was where my knee gave out. It was like,
Oh no!
yeah.
And you're like, I'm glad it's the end here,
Stuck it
Yeah.
out.
right?
Keep it
So
going.
right here when I go, I was like,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, because it's your left knee, right?
Yeah.
Your
Oh,
left knee, right?
man.
So,
That was where I cringed so hard, and I'm like, just finish.
You're like just going for it still. Oh, God,
Yes.
this
thank the Lord that it was
All
at
right,
the end.
champs, how much does the
You know,
routine
as you're saying that,
count
Whitney, I
towards
can
your goal scoring?
actually
We talked about
see your
pre-judge this morning.
energy.
Yes,
Look at
it's
you're walking
the
away
score.
like I'm not going to limp.
Yeah.
Like,
totally.
I'm
But I
not,
was
I'm
thinking.
not limping. Wow, I'm like so inspired. I'm gonna go out and do a backflip right now.
Yes.
Let's do a ladies backflip time. Let's go.
Totally, yeah. And the thing too was like, so with the fog, I told the stage people and like Tamer and everyone, it created a film that I was sliding all over. And the fog and the effect is cool, but it stays low. So all of my ground tricks, I mean, I was trying to grip with my fingernails to like just get a solid foundation. Because one of them, right after I did that flip off the box and then I turned, I slid. I don't know if you saw it, but I'm like, whoa.
Everything you did looked like it was meant to be. Your routine this time, I have to say that your skills have gotten even cleaner and sharper. I mean, it's the amount of work that you've put in over the years is definitely shown. I mean, this is definitely your best Olympia title that I mean, your physique, like getting your streamlining your physique to like the moves and the power in your routine. Everything I think is really like put together the most amazing Miss Fitness Olympia that you've ever achieved.
Well, that was the goal. You know, it's like I just wanted a better routine, a better physique. That's what we always shoot for. Sometimes it doesn't work out, but I appreciate that. That was my ultimate goal.
Yeah, man.
I still feel like all the energy in my insides watching your routine.
Good. That's the reaction I want.
You know, when you watch yourself do that, do you sit here and like you're like kind of moving through all the movements, like waiting for the next spot hit?
I totally was. I was trying to sit on my hands because I'm like, boom, yeah. I'm performing it while I watch it.
Yeah, and you're still like, oh, okay. So do they have? Because you remember back when I did fitness, they had the mandatory moves that came from. So we had the fitness aspect of fitness with the rower and the Versa climber. You remember all that? Remember?
Yeah.
And then they went to this, right? And then they went to a 45-second mandatory routine with mandatory movements, which is crazy. So I won that routine the very first time they put it out in Fitness Olympia 98 when I actually won. But I kept it so simple. Like I just did the movements and I did a couple of things. And then the routines got really ridiculous. And all of a sudden it's like a 45-second and mine was only 35 seconds. So all of a sudden now it's like 45 seconds turned into this massive, big, giant, crazy routine. So now we're like, okay, we have 2 routines. So do they still have mandatory movements in your routine that you're supposed to do?
They do. And at the pro level, in all reality, they're really easy. So, you know, you have to do a high kick, you have to do a straddle hold, you have to do splits, and you have to do a push-up of any kind. So for any pro, they're easy.
If you can't do those skills, you probably shouldn't be on the Olympia stage.
Exactly.
At least they took out the front split because when I did it, it was a front split. And I'm like, I faked it so good.
Me too. Monica. Oh my God. Me too. I was a power gymnast. I was not a flexible gymnast.
Yeah. I would have had to as well because I can't do those either.
I think we had 4 high kicks. And we had, I think 2 or 4, I can't remember now, the 1-arm push-ups.
Wow.
And we had did we have a straddle jump? Because I think it was like 6 movements.
I think you guys had the straddle jump. Yeah.
And then Monica, didn't you have to do like 2, you had to do a routine with like a full black.
That was what we're talking about, the cat suit.
Yeah.
The cat suit. Yeah. So
they want to see like your routine and not your physique. They want to be able to.
But remember how sweaty you get doing that, right? And then you have to peel it off and put a bikini on, peel it off. You know, it was like back and forth, you know, like you're talking about. Oh, now let's do the awards. Y'all look great.
Yes, exactly.
Well, look at the jackets you got.
Yeah, totally.
Monica, show that thing off. Look at these jackets. They used to be
I just pulled an earring out. It doesn't matter.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. What? Let's see.
Jackets. Man, that is so good. I would wear that everywhere, all the time.
Oh, yeah.
That is so badass. Oh my God.
It really is. I like it.
Yeah.
Y'all can borrow it anytime you want to borrow it.
All right. You said it. You said it.
You know, like retro.
That's retro. That's that's in style. Retro's in style.
It is.
Let's see, I've got my Olympia here. Is it the same size? I like yours. I like how they did yours. It's
Yeah,
really
It's like 6 inches.
Wait,
now.
put it up close to the screen, ladies. Let's see. Let's compare and contrast. They're both pretty
Okay,
big.
there we go.
It's hard to say. Oh, put it by your face. Put it by your head.
Yes.
It doesn't cover your face. You guys have about the same size head. No.
And now what is it? So this is mine. Can you read the back?
Yes, Miss Fitness Olympia, November 7, 1998, France.
It says Nice, France. That's where I competed.
Wait, the Olympia in 1998 was in France?
That's where I
It used
competed.
to change places back then.
We used to, every year we go to a different location.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
I
a
need to
year.
brush up on my history.
What?
I need to brush up on my history. That's pretty cool.
So 1999 was the first Vegas one, and then they stayed in Vegas all the way till you guys. And we used to be at the Mandalay Bay.
Yeah, that was so fun. It's going back to Vegas next year.
I was so sad when they left when they left Mandalay Bay. I was so sad because we were really spoiled. And another little fun fact: I had a fan who was the reservation manager at Mandalay Bay. And so when they would put us in the room at Mandalay Bay, which was a really nice hotel to be staying at and competing at all in one spot, Expo and everything was right there. My reservation manager fan would put me in the penthouse on the top floor of Mandalay Bay.
Yeah.
And then they moved to, and then they moved us to what's the other hotel?
The Orleans.
Oh,
The Orleans.
I felt so bad. I'm like, what kind of professional athletes should be staying at the Orleans after we just had what we had? Like
I know that would have been a rough transition.
At least you don't have to feel bad about like getting it all messy. Oh, by the way, Whitney, thank you for the sheets. I never had your
Oh yes,
I got the bag sheets.
I did a story on my sheet just so you know.
Do you have a story?
Well, I did when I used it. I took it to Georgia. My guest appearance I just did a couple weeks ago. And I did an Instagram story. And I fearless, so I was using it there. It was really nice. I liked having it. So
I think it's so cool. Thank you so much.
I'm glad you like it. Yeah, it's been a game changer. And like I said, it saved so many of my athletes those crazy fees for getting one scrape of tan on their sheets. It's like, no more.
Yeah. No, that was so awesome. I got to tell you in person, face to face. So that's great.
That's
well,
right.
I'm glad you liked it.
All right. So Whitney, what's next? I know you need to heal your knee and you need to heal from COVID since you're so sick.
So sick. Well, next, so I have my show that I promote here in Arizona, the Whitney Jones Classic. That's on November 6th. So leading into Olympia, it was like I needed to put a lot of that on hold. So once I got back, it is go, 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 planning in full swing. And then trying to take some time off, some vacation, spending time with my boys.
What's a vacation?
Do a girls trip.
You just got to go to Florida. Isn't that vacation?
Yeah. I want like an actual vacation where I do nothing.
Earned it. You've earned that vacation.
You had a whole second and a half or whatever.
Yeah.
Stage to relax. Come on, man.
That's true. Good point. Good point.
My gosh.
Just kind of relaxing a little bit. It's been such a busy, crazy year, and then gearing up for next year. I've already booked because I do a lot of choreography for fitness athletes, so I already have 13 booked for the first part of the year, and then I'll take probably 10, 15 more throughout the year. So I book it out really early. But I love that. I love it. They fly out to Arizona. We spend time, create a routine, their style.
And you make me want to come back to fitness, but I mean, it's just, you make me want to get back on stage, like with how you talk about it.
I love to hear that because, again, that's what we're trying to do is motivate people to do
You're doing a great job of it. And both of you are. I know, Wendy, you have your own successful business and you're helping people get ready. Wendy, do you have any competitors that you're pointing over to Whitney's show?
Not at Whitney's show, but we do have some competitors coming up, getting ready to compete over the next few weekends. But yeah, we just had one amateur compete at the Amateur Olympia, and she did well, and that it was kind of cool because like there's so rarely when I'm competing is it like all about me, because usually we have like a bunch of clients competing. So we had some pros that got some points towards the Olympia, but they didn't end up qualifying. So even though we would have loved to have some of our athletes qualify for the Olympia, me and Matt, we were kind of having fun, just the two of us. We had our own. It's kind of rare to have our time together without a bunch of athletes competing, and we enjoyed it. We made the most of it.
That's important. That's important.
And FYI, she looked ridiculous on stage. Absolutely amazing.
Pictures don't show justice.
They don't.
Oh, Whitney.
I promise, girl. I was really impressed. Really impressed.
Well, thank you. That means a lot. Like I said, I just want to fix a few things, and I get to do that right away. I'm competing this weekend, and can't wait to. You know how it is. Like it's not about anyone else. It's like you're just, there's certain things that you just are frustrated that you want to just fix right now. And it's like, it doesn't even matter. Anyone outside is just kind of like doing their thing. You're just focused on like, this is like what I need to fix. And I just want to do it right away.
And that's perfect. You're going to redeem everything this weekend.
That's right.
You're motivating me. I am so motivated right now. Like, I don't have excuses at all. And if I did, I would feel like stupid.
Hey, I have a question, Whitney. Was there an expo going on? Did you say there was actually an expo? So they allowed an expo?
They had it was actually pretty big. It was bigger than I expected, and tons of fans. I mean, people came out. So the excitement was back. Last year was just weird, right?
Weird, right.
But there was, it was the audience for the pre-judge, the audience for both finals night, the expo, the energy. It was back to what we're used to.
Yep. I loved that too. I know I went to finals on Friday night, and just the energy, just the theatrics, and
that's good.
Everybody was having fun. It was
it wasn't a stuffy or stick in the mud with a lot of rules and all that.
No,
none of it. Sorry. Are you saying, right? Are you saying they're trying to go back to Vegas?
Yeah. So the plan is next year they're going back to Vegas, and at the Superstar Seminar on Sunday, they actually made an announcement that they are going to try to alternate it. So one year it'll be East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. But next year, the goal at this point is to take it to Vegas.
So my only concern is that how sticky everything's getting around the country right now. Like, I can't imagine going to a West Coast venue would be the same as where you just got to experience everyone enjoying and spending that time together. Even Vegas, I think, is not as open.
They still have lockdowns. So unless that changes, I can't imagine Jake Wood and Dan would move to Vegas if they're going to have restrictions. They may just keep it in Orlando one more year. But it sounds like they want to take it to Vegas if they can.
I like Orlando, but like when you go to Vegas, there's something about it that's just like magical. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I understand. Went to Vegas every year. My second fitness show ever in 1991 was in Vegas. So, and then it was every year I was in Vegas for different things, for work trips, for competing. I did so many different things in Vegas over almost 25 years of going to Vegas. So it's kind of been weird not going to Vegas for anything. But
when everyone around there, they're like, it's kind of like this big event that they're all expecting, and there's this community, and it's like a a holiday, like a big giant holiday in Vegas every year at the Olympia. It's like people are expecting it, and
as long as they don't have all the rules and regulations and all of that, where people can't actually enjoy each other, and then I think that would be a tragedy.
Maybe things are turning the corner. I think we have enough time between now and then.
Yeah, hopefully, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, Whitney, okay, so we know you've got your show coming up, and I know Claudia just put the link up there. Maybe look at you.
That's not.
Woo! There's Wendy. Beautiful girl.
Wendy,
Okay, who made your suits? Who are the suit designers for Whitney? Who was yours?
Mine was Anne from A Quarter Turn to the Right, and wow, did she nail it? Nailed it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is this someone that you usually use?
No, actually, this was my first time. I've been with Tammy forever, my whole pro career, but she retired and kind of closed that business, and then was fortunate enough to work with Anne. And let me just tell you, I was so highly impressed because when we were messaging, she's like, "Yep, I've studied your photos. Send me this measurement, this measurement." She asked for very specific.
She's so excited.
She even drew some stuff. She's like, "This is how I want your bottoms to fit," and it's like, well, okay. And it fit like a glove. I mean, there was no change, nothing. She nailed it.
Okay, I have a quick question before Wendy, you talk about your suit designer. So I remember working with Tammy, my last couple shows in 2013, 2016. And I remember getting her suits, and I remember asking her about, do I need glue or whatever? And she's like, your suit's going to fit you so perfect, you're not going to need any glue, right? And I was so impressed with that. I was like, of course, I never put any glue on those suits. I was like, she was right. They just fit perfectly. Wow. So that was, Tammy was awesome. I loved working with her. She was so beautiful. So did she introduce you to Anne, or was that just somebody you met?
No, Anne had done suits for a lot of my clients. She does a lot of pro level clients as well. Okay. And I've seen her work, and she does beautiful suits.
Okay.
So she actually made the suit that I wore. She made it for the Arnold, and then we were going to see how it looked on stage and then make a new one for Olympia.
Yeah.
But obviously didn't do the Arnold, and I loved the suit. So I'm like, no, I'm rocking this on the O stage, and I loved it.
Do you get to keep the suit?
Yes.
Oh, very good. I have one suit left, except I have my one-piece 1998 Olympia champion went.
Oh, yeah?
So weird.
I love that.
Yes. You have to save that.
I've saved that one, but otherwise all my suits are gone. I have one suit. No, I won't sell that one. And I have one of my Tammy Marie suits left. But so Wendy, what about you? Who do you use?
So actually, Anne from Quarter Turn to the Right, she reached out to me after I won the Upper Midwest last October. And I love her work, but I'm such a loyal person, and Celeste Harsa has been making my suits since day one.
Okay.
So since I think I did one show in my amateur career before I have just been with Celeste Harsa, and she was gonna make me a new suit for the Olympia, but my suit was kind of worn out. I worn it I won with that suit in 2017, and then it's the same suit I decided to pull out of the cobwebs and wear when I won the Upper Midwest, and I was kind of overworn probably, but I don't know. There was something in my heart that was like, you know what? It's like my good luck suit. And so I made it work, but it was I probably should have gotten a new suit. But so now I'm kind of like, oh shoot, but I'm going to wear it again this weekend. And I just cleaned it really, really good. I think I kind of left some glue on it, and I think I didn't do the best job of cleaning it, but it's kind of like my good luck suit. I'm definitely
go with it, right?
But, I love the way it's cut. I love the way it sits on me, but I'm definitely gonna get a new one after this. And she's just she's my suit designer for life. It's one of those things where you're loyal with certain.
So I can't send you my suit, my one that I have left, and you wouldn't try it.
Well, I mean. Okay, I just changed my mind. I remember there was a suit, and I don't know if that's the one, but you and I hadn't really we didn't really know each other yet. We were kind of I was obviously following you, but I think you were following each other. And I saw you was it the one that I reached out to you?
I'm gonna keep talking.
Are you gonna grab it? I was like, Monica, oh my gosh, are you selling this suit? I am in love with it. And
it was a one piece?
It was a two piece.
Oh, the two piece.
I don't know if that's the one. Oh my god.
That's gorgeous. I remember that one.
Yeah. Man. That was 2010 at the other
tiny your waist is.
The other show.
Jesus.
This is the first win I had after 12 years of nothing.
I remember I saw a video of you doing your routine. It looked beautiful.
Oh, well, that was 2016. This is 2013. Thank you.
Oh,
but yeah, that's
How
the
am
suit
I supposed to keep up with your wins? How am I supposed to keep up with your wins?
I don't know, but see how pretty that suit would be on you?
Oh yeah.
That's so pretty. I love that. I remember seeing it too back then.
It's Tammy Marie. Well, we can talk about it later. If you want me to send it, you can try it.
Yeah.
I'm like, after I went on this whole thing about like never wearing anything else, but then you have to show me that, and then it's
Yeah.
like, I mean,
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Okay. John Gibson says, ladies, listen up. A lot of wisdom bombs being shared here. If you want to compete, these ladies have shared some great info with you. That's right, John. Hello, hello. John's awesome. I got to do an interview with him a couple weeks back. He's got a great show as well.
hi John.
Stories. Yep. So I'm sure he would probably love to have you ladies on his show too.
Anytime.
Now let's see, we've got Alicia Carlson, who's been a fan, now friend of mine for a long time. I don't even know how many years, but she's on with us. And I saw we had some people from Canada on. So it's fun to see everybody. You know what? We're here at an hour, and it's been so amazing talking and sharing. Whitney, is there anything else that you want to share, or any interesting thoughts you had, or you know, anything that you'd like to share that has to do with you getting on stage, like before your routine, or like after you won, or that night sitting and reflecting? I would love to hear anything like that you want to share.
You know, I will say, for anyone who's doing any show, the best advice I have is really try and pay attention to every single second, because it's gone in a heartbeat. And, you know, it's like then you work so hard for just that day, and it goes so fast. You want to remember everything, document everything, take too many photos, take too many videos. You're going to be glad you did later.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, just, again, going in and wanting to cherish every minute, you know, it was just surreal. I left Arizona going, I'm going to come back as the 3-time champ. I'm gonna walk into my house.
So I just choked up.
Yes, it's crazy. And honestly, there's so much that goes on in the weekend, right? And I didn't have time to let it soak in. So for me, when I pulled up from the airport, and of course I'm so exhausted, I walked through the door, and it hit me. I remembered when I left, that's what I said I was gonna do, and to achieve it was like, holy crap, I did it. And, you know, for me, it was a moment by myself where I finally just cried and went, I can't believe I freaking did this. Like, it was such an awesome moment considering all the craziness. And it was neat to just have that. And then, of course, with my boys, we've been celebrating and reliving every minute of it. But that's the one thing I would say is for anyone doing a show, make sure you appreciate the journey, appreciate show day, appreciate the struggle, because no one's forcing you to do it. We choose to do it. Mm-hmm. And when it's over, you're going to want to go back and be like, oh, I want to relive that day, relive prejudge, relive wake up. So cherish every second as best you can.
God, it's so crazy that you said that, because I feel like when I first started competing, I was like, I didn't realize that anything was ever going to end, you know? And I mean, it's still going for me, but it's like, I had a couple rough years and like health issues. And I remember telling myself, you know, if and when I do come back, and I've come back, right? I'm never going to take anything for granted. I was too serious, and I did not enjoy certain things and stop and smell the roses. It's like you don't realize how special these moments are, and you have to let yourself have fun and enjoy the moment, because we just go through the motions sometimes, and we don't realize that it's so special to be able to do what we're doing, you know?
Yeah.
I love
Absolutely.
it. Yeah.
I love it. It's great advice. Just sitting back and, you know, stopping to smell your trophy.
I'm going to smell her trophy.
Anytime.
You know, it's about being grateful and being present in that moment. And, you know, when something like the Olympia is going on, there's so much activity and and you have to really stay within your own brain to say,
Yeah.
just enjoy every second. The times you get to talk to the fans, the times you talk to the other people backstage, because I'm sure, Whitney, that there's so many of those women backstage that look up to you and they're like, I can't believe I'm going to be on stage with Whitney, you know, like just, you know, it's like you are a leader in every way. And it's, you know, it's really wonderful to just hear your experience. Maybe share with us real quick, because I know we're going to have to wrap this up. And I don't know if anyone listening has any questions. Feel free to ask any questions that pertain to the Olympia. I know we didn't really get to talk much about your training. If there's anything else you want to share about that, and then I would love to just hear, you know, who else, like who did your hair and makeup, you know, tanning, so kind of the sponsorships that maybe you had, or people that worked with you to prepare you, because it is a team effort. It's not just you yourself.
I would have never been able to look like I did, perform like I did without my team. You know, some of the people who were a huge part of my success was, you know, a quarter turn to the right, who did my suit and was incredible. Liquid Sunrays is my tanning sponsor. I've been with them my whole pro career. They're incredible. My costume was done by Toxic Angel Bikinis. So they started working with them last year. They created such beautiful costumes. I mean, it popped on stage. So I love it.
It stayed in place. I mean,
everything.
Those things are so important to know that your suit is not going to come off. It's not going to move, and you can do everything you need to do.
No wardrobe malfunctions, please. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were amazing. The Shoe Fairy is one of my sponsors for shoes, jewelry. They are incredible, which there's a funny shot. When they announced me the winner, I didn't even realize I did it till I saw the photo, but I got excited and was jumping in my heels.
I saw that picture. I think I saw that. Was so cute.
Like, I didn't even remember I did that. But it's like I was just in the moment. But that's a true testament to the Shoe Fairy. They have this padding.
But you practice that a lot. I've seen your Instagram. You practice dancing in your heels and jumping around your heels. I've seen those videos.
But, I mean, again, with my bum knee, so not smart.
Oh my God.
But it did not register. Like, I was just in the moment and forgot I had heels on.
Oh my God.
But their heels are incredible. And then we have some amazing sponsors: Surge Supplements, Lift Tech, 4Core, Legend Fitness, CB Supplements. I mean, I have so many amazing people, Fit Choice Foods, that truly help me day in and day out to be at my best for a show like this.
Absolutely. Full spectrum you have to have from head to toes, obviously.
Oh, you know it. You know it.
How exciting. I have a question. I say, do you ladies know, is Arnold going to stay at, and I'm not disregarding the comment there from Giselle, but do you know, and thank you, Giselle, for that. Hey, guts to compete. I mean, everyone has to start somewhere. Like, none of us started off with, you know, winning the Olympia. We all started off on an amateur stage and some small show, and, you know, is this something we want to do or not? So, Giselle, you've got 3 people here that have all had numerous, you know, experiences, but we all started at the same level of just, hey, we're going to try a show and see where it goes. So if you're interested, you know, Wendy and Whitney both are fabulous coaches. So, you know, I look up, look for their information and, you know, dive in. But do you guys know if the Arnold is going to stay within that same time frame now, or are they going to move it back to March?
They're going to March from what they said. I think they will be putting out information for invites pretty soon too, from what I heard last.
And it'll go back to Ohio, you think?
Yep, Ohio, March. That's the plan.
So they're trying to go back to normal.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, that's good. I like that they have. I mean, I think it's so nice to have that separation from the 2 shows. I know that, you know, and not just for, you know, convenience or whatever, but just so that for the fans, for the athletes to have the 2 major shows away from one another. You know, it's okay to have a smaller show next to, but man, like having a separation.
Yeah, absolutely. I like it spread apart better too.
Yeah. Okay, so you're looking at, Whitney, you're looking at maybe the Arnold would be your next thing, or would you even do that? You just stay with the Olympia?
Yeah, I'm gonna steer clear.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine.
You need to rest that knee. You need to.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously you need to figure the knee out. Would you do any other shows like prepping for the Olympia?
Honestly, so once you win the Olympia, you're qualified for life. So there's not a ton of fitness shows. So honestly, I don't want to take a spot from someone. So there's a lot of people who spend a lot of money traveling all over to get points or to get a win. Mm-hmm. So, if I go in and, have the potential to win that pro show or place or take prize money, I don't want to do that for me. Yeah. So I feel once I won that first Olympia, that was kind of my thing. I'm like, there's not enough fitness shows for the girls. So I don't do any others. Only ones I've done since then is the Arnold and the Olympia. Mm-hmm. But even so, the reason, obviously the craziness with COVID and Arnold is one thing, but the reason I don't want to do it next year in March, I love to get fitness athletes ready. So if I am prepping again, that means I can't help at least 15 fitness clients do their choreography. So I load myself up from January until April, and I have sometimes 2 clients in every single week. And it's that, whether they're amateurs or pros, because we got to get them going. So that's what my focus is starting out. And then, obviously I have the Olympia at the end of the year. So that's what my plan is for next year.
That sounds good. How many clients do you think you work with in a year?
Oh, gosh. Prep clients, I work with about 80. And fitness clients are by far the hardest. Like I could take realistically, probably for every 1 fitness client, I could probably have 8 regular prep clients and probably 12 lifestyle clients.
When you say prep client, does that mean like a figure competitor?
Yeah, figure or bikini.
Bikini,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's no routine.
It requires so much more with the routine, the costume, flexibility training, like all of that, in addition to all the normal prep stuff. But again, I love it. So, and there's not a ton of us out there who know how to do fitness choreography, tying it in with, the nutrition and the workouts. So there's a lot of people who want help. I wish I could take more, but I always do max out because I don't want my level of service to, decrease.
Totally. I think that was the hardest thing for me is I didn't have real good help with having that lean physique and trying to figure out the nutrition on top of the routine and keeping it going. I think that in the 90s for me, that was really challenging. And I just didn't have good help because we didn't have people that were really doing it. So that's awesome. I hope people take advantage of you. Who would like to be trained by Whitney, Wendy, or Monica?
All 3
See that 3 times fast. See that 5 times fast.
Oh my gosh.
Whitney, Wendy, Monica. Whitney, Wendy, Monica.
Yeah, right.
Whitney, what was it? Wendy went to Whitney's wedding in the winter.
Oh yeah, that was so funny. I did not do well on that challenge.
Went to Whitney's wedding in the winter.
So fun. All right, girls, this has been awesome. Is there anything else you'd like to share, Whitney?
No, it was awesome to get on here. This is my first interview, since being home. So when you said that, I was like, yes, because I have a few others lined up, but I just love you girls. And so it was like, let's make this happen. So I'm honored to be a guest on your guys' show again and just sharing it because I know we relate so well with we're all kind of in that same circle. So this was a blast. And I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the celebration and sharing that with me as I'm continuing this little party.
Oh my gosh. Yes, you deserve to be. So I just want to make a comment for anyone listening. Make sure you go back to the Monica Brandt Fan TV, go to YouTube, and there's, I think 3, or is it 2 or 3 episodes from the time that we were together. And we were talking, I should have looked at when this was, but I know it's been a few months a couple months at least. We're in October. Oh gosh. So this might've been June, maybe June when we did it.
It was summer. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you can go back in, not too far back, and you can find, there it is. Thanks, Claudia. And you can find Whitney Jones' interview with Wendy and I, and we talked about all of the things leading up to your Olympia wins, and even talking about a little bit of your prep getting ready for the Olympia. So really cool that we have that background story on you that people can go back and listen to and tune into. So, you guys, thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share and all the good things that I'm supposed to say about YouTube. Yeah, and for our Instagram people that are still here, we were trying to provide you with a live that you could listen and maybe join over there.
If you enjoyed, you guys go to Monica Brandt Live to watch the whole gamut. You only got to see me, but they are
nice to see everybody
and crazy and fun. So I hope you enjoyed it.
So we are wrapping this party up because Whitney's got to go get that knee up and take her trophy off her neck. Go ahead, let's see you remove the metal from your neck now so your neck can breathe.
Yes,
so fun, so fun. Thank you so much for the time. Wendy, do you have anything you want to say before we wrap up?
Just thank you so much, Whitney. I just love you both. It's like just so many good vibes. I needed this too.
Yeah, especially for your next show. So Wendy, you're getting ready, and when do you leave for the show? And it's in LA, right?
Yeah, it's actually really close. So I'm leaving Friday morning. I'm competing Saturday. It's only it's like an hour away, maybe.
Good luck. Sending all the good vibes, babe.
So excited for you, honey.
Hey, girl.
I'm excited. Yes, Claudia.
I have a cute question. I know this is totally candid, but I want you guys to describe in 3 words your Olympic experience. Ready? Set in 3 words. Your Olympic experience.
Okay, that's
Ready?
for Whitney.
All you girls, all 3. All 3. Ready? Set, go.
Whitney, go first. You need to describe your Olympia experience in 3 words for Claudia.
Magical, epic, and unforgettable.
Wendy?
Big, glamorous, and grateful.
Woo! Oh my gosh. Then I have to come up with some history.
There you go.
History, rewarding, and unforgettable for sure. Look, I got choked up just thinking back about my 20, because I did 20 years of the Olympia.
That's amazing.
Working and everything. So
wow.
It's it kind of like just all choked up there at once, like all those 20 years.
I can't imagine.
It's so fun. It's so hard to say bye. And that's my worst thing for these things is I always have a hard time saying bye to people. Let me see here. John Gibson, we already had this one. And he says, I'm going to get him on my upcoming new podcast. Oh, he's got a new podcast. All right, John. Oh, John Butler. I'm sorry, John Gibson. John Butler. Butler's Babble. Woo, I love it. Okay, John Butler. We're going to talk about that. That sounds like fun. John Butler. Cool. I don't know if y'all know John. He was in the industry years ago. He works for Muscle Mag International, is up in Canada. So he's in fact, so fun. He just sent me about 15 pictures from when I competed at the 97 Arnold.
Oh, really?
And, like stage stuff. We had 4 rounds there as well. And so he just sent me all these pictures. I'm like, I haven't looked at that stuff in a long time. I came in second because of my routine. I needed Whitney back then.
Hey.
I was 6 points ahead, winning the Arnold that year, and then Carol Simple came in and won and I think I came in 3rd or 4th in that round and ended up
Charlie's Angels.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, there we go.
All right, ladies. Love you so much. Congratulations, Whitney.
Thank you so much.
Your healing. May God's hands just get upon that knee and minimize it and heal it. That there's nothing outside of just being, bruised and you need a break. So I'm just claiming that for you, Wendy, for your show this weekend. May you just go and shine bright as you are and have that radiant smile and loveliness that just exudes from you, and you have favor for your show. I love you ladies so much, and so thankful to know you both and have you on my show. So thank you for making the time today.
Love you, girl. And go kill it, Wendy.
Thank you. I'm taking all these winning flags. You don't even know.
Yes, good.
Love you, ladies. Thanks so much for making time. Okay, bye, guys.
Love you. Bye-bye.
You just have one life. It's time to live and be yourself tonight. You gotta feel it. You just have one life. It's time to live and dance into the light. Your life is beautiful. 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 Life is beautiful.
Whitney today and was like, or the last